Hello, everybody. Welcome back to part 2. Today's episode of RollPlay for Verona, wherein Max runs away and is caught over and over and over until I decide just to shoot him. So, meanwhile, while that's happening, the juggle the invading police officer game. Nomi and the Amira are meeting with Talat Lao. So we get our first view. We've seen Talat Lao before in various kind of shots in the news articles and stuff as a bit of a firebrand. You know that Lao is a friend to his community, a friend to the high church by way of their reverend elder, but we haven't seen Lao personally. So the door opens, and Lao is there, dressed in a pastor's outfit, which is special for this character because normally the priest's like outfit, this sort of clergy apparel, would only be worn on like special occasions. So the pastor is dressed up to deliver a sermon. So he's wearing, again, like the kind of muted, like gray and brown tones. The two of you, like, I don't know, you're not really like high church type of people, but you've seen similar looking clothes, but it's obvious that they've repurposed them or changed them a little bit to fit in better with the working folks garb of Berkman. They're not ostentatious the way the high church is like gold and black robes with the fancy hats. There's none of that. But it's clear that this is special occasion wear. So you see that Lao is smaller in person than maybe you'd expect. Only kind of just breaking 5 feet. And he has tan skin, a receding hairline, graying a little bit at the temples, but fairly unlined face. And bright kind of grayish eyes and an easy smile, which is painted on his face when the door opens. And he says, "What's the protocol here socially would be a general like acknowledgement of the two of you." So he bows, not too deeply, because you're in his house, and he says, "Honored nobles, hello, welcome, please." He gestures to the chair that you're standing behind, Nomi. "Have a seat." I've
Okay.
looks at his chronometer. He says, "I have a few minutes before the sermon," and you can hear faintly the bells playing. And he says, I had not anticipated speaking to either of you until the dinner, but when one of my flock mentioned that there were some strangers about, well, I thought I'd invite you here to speak personally. If you'd like to stick around for the sermon, you're welcome to. You know who I am." And he gestures at the two of you like, "You gonna introduce yourselves, or?"
Yeah. So I like kind of step a little bit closer to the chair, but I don't sit down yet. I'm assuming he's still standing, so I'm kind of waiting for him to sit first.
Yeah, he's as he's talking, he's slowly walking over to his desk.
Okay. So I give him kind of like a nod and I say, "I am the seeress Nomi Ka. We are interested in learning more about your parish, which is why we came here early. I wasn't aware that we were going to be able to speak with you. And this is," and I kind of like gesture to the Amira so that she can introduce herself.
I'm still standing by the painting, and I'm going to stand there, like, kind of as he walks past, so I can tower over him imperiously because the
so it's a bit awkward because the walls are not shaped like that. So if this is the office, his desk is here, and then there's like chairs in front of it, and the painting is on the wall behind. So he's coming in here and walking towards his chair behind the desk. Are you? Which side are you on? Are you like
I had envisioned
blocking him?
No, because I wouldn't be like that close.
Yeah, you're not trying to get up in his shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously facing the painting, not his desk. I don't want him to think I was going through his things or anything because I didn't.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're looking at the painting as he walks over there. Okay. Yeah, and
Yeah.
he walks up until he's standing on the other side of his chair.
Mhm.
He looks at you like he lets you.
Yeah,
introduce yourself.
I kind of like slowly shift my eyes from the painting to him, and just say, "I'm the Amira Karen Korb, but I have a feeling you already knew that."
And he says, I had heard that an Amira had been attached to the Crux team that came down to the planet. Word does get around. And he looks over at you, Nomi, and he says, an Amira and a Cirrus. Unusual guests. Usually the only Imperial folk we have around here are church officials. And the ones that helped them build that cathedral.
Yes, you have quite the unusual gathering of people in your parish as well, I noticed.
Oh, not so unusual. Mostly farmers, miners. Nobody special.
Armed combatants?
Well, Berkman's a dangerous planet. We don't have the benefit of Imperial security around here. Folks got to look out for their own, especially with the bombings and what have you.
Yes, the bombings, they're quite tragic. Quite a few innocent lives were lost.
Indeed. It's always been my opinion that violence is the last recourse of the desperate. And he looks up at the painting. He looks back at you and he says, fascinating, don't you think? I've no idea who he is. There's a religious context, but lost to us now. Supposedly, the original was on one of the colony ships before the Empire.
I look at the painting, and then I say kind of like, yes, I did find it interesting. I was also curious about these wonderful chairs you have. And I kind of motion to them. I say, may I ask where they're from?
A personal affectation. Sentiment. My great-grandfather made them. Passed down. There used to be more. And a table, too, but, well, life's hard. We lose things. I try to hold on to the past. At least, the bits that matter.
I kind of smile as he says that, and I look at the chairs again, and I say, your grandfather is a wonderful craftsman.
He nods, and he says, we so easily lose our ability to create, make things with our hands. I find it a reminder to stay connected, personal. But you didn't come here to talk to me about my furniture.
No, we did not. We came here at the direction of the Reverend Elder Michaela. She thought that it might benefit us to speak with you regarding some of the recent activity on your planet, which is, as you know, why we're here in the first place. I was hoping that I could understand more about what you believe is happening, since you have a close connection with the people here on Berkman.
Did the Reverend Elder mention why she thought that you and I should speak about this? I don't think I have any privileged information. Besides, I'm sure that the Crux intelligence system is already churning its way through anything you're going to need.
Yes,
by this time, Amir, Kieran, have you gone and sat down, or are you still kind of having this like tense, like standing conversation?
I'll take like a step back towards his desk, like so,
Yeah.
like I'll ping it like here, but like I'm still gonna.
He gets an
hover
attack. He gets an
here.
attack of opportunity on you, but it's like a religious attack. So, what's your religious armor class? Yeah, he makes a conversion attempt, a conversion of opportunity. Oh shit! You take
Be cured.
46 spiritual damage. Oh, your faith is shaken. You have the shaken quality now, so you can't cast your cleric spell. Anyway, so what are you gonna? Yeah, he just Wololos you. That's it. So yeah, you take a step back.
I'd Wololo.
Wololo.
Yeah, I take a step.
You suddenly turn red. Get out of here, Nomi. Get out of here. Yeah. So you take a step back.
Mm-hmm. But I kind of stay hovering in the area, and
Okay. He doesn't sit if you don't.
Yeah, that's fine. And like kind of leaning on his desk a little bit, just kind of say, noticed that you were on the guest list for a dinner at the embassy. Since you're so eager to meet us, we just thought we'd make your day and come by and meet you first.
Well, I have to admit that was not my intended purpose for attending this dinner.
Then what was?
It was a favor to the Reverend Elder. She asked me to be there. It seems like the Reverend Elder has some machinations in play, moving us around like chess pieces. I wonder what that's about.
The Reverend gave us the impression that you and she were friends, perhaps even on the same side. Do you mean to tell me that it's not this way?
Help me understand, Cirrus. From an outsider's perspective, when you say the same side, what exactly are my options?
That is what I'm here to understand. As you say, the Crux information machine has been churning out all sorts of information, and I'm of the mind that it's best for me to see it for myself in person, which is why I'm here. Because as much as I love working with Crux, and yes, I am here as part of a Crux mission, it's not always obvious who can be trusted.
Yeah, that's the truth. Hard to know who can be trusted. Hard to have faith these days. That's why I think community is so important. Why I care so much for mine. The way I see it, Cirrus, is that's all there is to it. Communities, interlocking circles, overlap. See, my flock belongs to this community. Community belongs to New Antioch. New Antioch belongs to Berkman. And in turn, Berkman belongs to the people that live here, work the mines, the dark farms. The way I see it, there are people on planets far, far away from here who think Berkman belongs to them instead. They say Berkman belongs to the corporation, or the church, or some far off noble lord we don't know about yet. And maybe that's the case on paper, but, well, some folk got riled up about it. That's all.
Do you feel that Berkman is better off separated from the rest of the universe, free to rule itself?
Oh, I know better, Cirrus, than to say things like that around a serpent. I'm no traitor.
But you believe that Berkman needs to have some amount of independence.
I think, personally, the best thing for Berkman is an overseer with some degree of attention elsewhere. Someone who recognizes we can handle our own. Certainly there's profit to be made in it, but people of Berkman are a feisty lot and not like to be told what to do. That's not how it plays out. This Trilliant Ring, they want to make this planet theirs. The High Church, they're coming hand in hand. The Reverend and I have had many a long conversation about this. But the negative influences of these corporates, I think they're the real enemy. Now, I'm not unwilling to say welcome to some noble lord, but sure, have a home here, have a seat, call us your serfs or whatever it is, and head on home to whatever planet you're from. Leave Berkman to us. Of course, I don't get to say what's what, do I?
Perhaps at the moment you feel like you can't, but maybe that's why I'm here. To help you. Maybe we can help each other. As you know, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the saying goes that a tree with many branches bears more fruit than a pile of twigs.
I know another story about a snake in a tree. He just kind of gives you a look like, it's clear to you he does not trust you.
Uh-huh. I want to use my telepathic content to read his thoughts again.
Right, you're like, cool. You just look at him, we just get the like psychic noise. Okay, yeah, do it. So which one are you, what ability are you using? The just like read his thoughts?
Read his current thoughts, yeah.
Okay. He's thinking, know me, I know you can hear my thoughts. All right, so let's see, mental effect save. Not quite. All right. So yeah, he's thinking, and again, like I think it's corny to just get a kind of like, you know, what women want style Mel Gibsonian, like you can hear the exact internal monologue, but he's thinking like, she's just like the rest. Like that she thinks that I'm going to listen to her and that I believe that she's here to help, but that can't possibly be the truth. I can't trust her. She doesn't want what I want, and she's not here for what's best for my community. He feels like he's in danger, not like danger of you killing him because he trusts in his security, but like he understands that this is a dangerous position and he's not underestimating you, but also he doesn't like trust you. He's like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up at the painting and then back at him and say, do you fancy yourself as a prophet of sorts?
He scoffs and he says, "Oh no, no."
But a shepherd of a flock.
Well, of course.
Would it not behoove your flock?
What he's saying is true. I'll let you know if he's like lying or anything in his brain doesn't match up. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Would it not behoove your flock if all of the senseless violence on your planet came to an end? Even if you don't trust a serpent, sometimes even a predator can be useful if you both have the common enemy.
And who do you suppose our common enemy is, Amira? Exactly.
The people taking innocent lives on your planet. I thought that didn't go, or I thought that could go without saying.
Perhaps for you. But for us, we need to be careful of which master we let lash us. We know our lot. There's no way out of that, but he scowls and he says, these people, these terrorists, they're causing violence and destruction. And yes, it should absolutely come to an end. The question isn't that, it's what end? Whose manacles do we wear at the end of all this?
What end do you desire?
Whatever degree of independence is granted to us by our overlords. If we have to have a master, we hope for it to be a gentle one. And it's killing him to say that. Like, it's not that he's lying, it's that that's the truth, and it fucking sucks. And he hates that that's true. And some part of him is like, yeah, blowing up Trilliant facilities and like doing the terrorism thing is like good and cool, and we wish that it would change things, but he knows that it can't. But he's trying to put up the indignant front. The like, listen, we just want to be able to choose the most benevolent of our possible masters.
Mm-hmm. So who is the like current person who would be the master? Like Trillian
Nobody.
Ring? Nobody. Okay.
Yeah, nobody owns this planet, and that has been its problem. Right? Like there's nobody has taken a hold, because right now the High Church and Trillian are basically just like running slipshod over this place. Eventually, an emperor will be elected, and the emperor will set in and be like, "Okay, cool. Here's who Berkman belongs to. I bequeath it to the noble house, whoever." But for right now, it doesn't belong to anybody.
Okay. So when he says like the most peaceful ruler or whatever it was,
yeah, whoever's going to be like the least awful to us.
Yeah. So I follow that up with, and what in your mind would make the most benevolent leader?
Yeah. He shakes his head, kind of sad. Like, do you want to get shot or stabbed or pushed off a building? Like, you're asking him to like choose his poison, and he says, well, when it comes down to it, the only real master anyone has is God. But barring his divine hand leading us, he shakes his head and he's like, well, there's no good answer to that question. Force a man to choose his own master, make him less than a slave. He believes that. He believes that to be true. And he thinks to himself, if it were up to Alders, you'd all be dead by now, but that's only going to make things worse.
Mm-hmm. It was up to who?
Alders. Or Albers, sorry. Yeah, if we're up to Albers. This is not a name you've heard before.
Okay. So then how do you imagine this scenario will end if the end game for you is a choice that you cannot see and something that you don't know you desire?
The drowning man has dreams about the land, but he doesn't think about getting there. He just dreams about keeping his head above the water. And that's all we can do right now. Try to keep the peace. Get everyone on Berkman looking in the same direction. It's hard.
The same direction. Toward
He nods.
a benevolent ruler. Someone like Alders.
Okay, yeah. Let me make a mental effect save to see if he like chokes on that a little. He does not. You don't. The thought in his head is like, fuck. Like he's angry at himself. Like, of course. Like, of course you read my fucking mind, you dick. And he starts basically like singing to himself in his head to try to stop himself from thinking anything. And I think that he says, he's like, well, I don't know anything about that, but if you ladies will excuse me, it's about time. And he looks at the door like, I gotta go and do this sermon thing.
Mm-hmm. So I smile kind of menacingly. And I say, and I say, of course, thank you for your time. And then I go to leave.
Okay. All right. So he turns. Yeah, exactly. He turns and he walks to the door, and the door opens, and we cut back to Booker and the opportunity. So what are you gonna do, Booker? There's this brief like argument, and maybe you've leaned the walk in that direction, and they've stuck with you to make sure. And then one of these guys is like, I don't have to listen to this, and he turns around and walks into the group of you, and the guy with the gun gets the gun like jostled and pointed to the ground. The woman is like, whoa, hang on, like get your shit. Like she realizes that this is a situation, but you have a moment to act. What are you gonna do?
I mean, is she briefly like looking away?
Yeah, you have your opportunity.
I'm just fucking dip. Dip set and try to just run and have people that are make sure that the line that he's running, like he's going to zigzag between the people that are there to make it so that way if they were to open fire, they would be taking shots at like civilians.
Oh, so you want to like if like here, let me draw. So big purple bee is you.
He's banking on the fact that they're not going to just openly shoot at their flock. Hate that word.
Okay. And then the argument bumps in here, cutting you off from. So this is rifle and lady. The B is for Booker. Question mark is maybe a person who's still behind you. You don't know. So if this person falls in here, blocking you from rifle guy, she turns her attention this way to be like, "Hey, get that rifle trained on him. Where do you want to go? Like this way, so that the rifle comes up towards her, if it comes up at all."
Yes.
Okay.
If I'm interpreting this right. It's hard because we're floating in space right here.
Yeah, I mean you're in an open street. There isn't like stuff around really. There's like ground and like some pipes above you. So you turn that way and you go to run. Let's see if you are. Let's do a quick check to see if you're like fast on the draw. Roll a d8 plus your dexterity modifier. And you're alert, so you get there's like a thing, right, for this for you?
I believe so, yep.
For initiative. Roll twice and take the best result. Yeah. So do yours twice. I got a 3.
1d8 plus my dex mod. Which is 1.
Yes.
Okay. 8 plus 1.
Yeah, there's almost no way you're gonna fail this since you roll two twos. Okay, yeah, you don't even need to make the reroll. So
anyways, no, I'm not.
Okay, so you go this way before question mark has a chance to cut you off, so you've already run past. Rifle guy turns like, oh fuck, he's trying to run, and then the woman's like, don't fucking point that at me, pushes the gun down, and then you book it. Where are you going?
Where I'm needed, Adam. Where I'm needed.
What does that mean?
It means what it means, Adam. No.
I believe you, but you're gonna have to tell
for the media, like just away from them as fast as he can, and he's gonna try to stay in the compound in the district, like just Again, we're gonna duck down another alley, Adam, or inside just like a building for a second or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a ton of alleys, right? Yeah,
there's always an alley.
So, I mean, not the way this place is constructed. Yeah, right. You just end up in the same alley again. Okay, so you run.
If it's just a big compound, then he's gonna keep running and just like run the perimeter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's a compound only in the sense of like here's the outside wall and it's like a series of like caves, right?
Okay.
And then there's like buildings kind of in the caves.
Okay. And we were walking in the main area.
Yeah, and you were just kind of walking down the main thoroughfare. And you run back in as everybody's kind of being called to church.
Yeah.
Okay. And is this a speed thing? You're trying to get away, or is this you're trying to hide? Because it's getting harder to do that. People are starting to kind of the crowd is thinning out.
Yeah. If there's enough people there, and I'll leave it up to you because you keep saying that the crowd's been thinning out, but all of this hasn't happened. It's only been a few moments. He'll run far enough where they can't really see him as much, and then he'll try to Assassin's Creed duck into some people.
Right.
And try to like mimic their movements so as to, just be glossed over and overlooked. And then I'm going to roll and then I'm going to fail. And then they're going to see
you have
me
someone,
again. We'll be back here.
you have someone pursuing you. So I'm going to roll to see, he's going to try and chase you. If you can beat me on this one, then you can hide. This is the pursuit. Whoa, they're fast. Okay. It's an 11. It's an exert roll with strength.
Does it have to be strength? Because I'm much better at dexterity.
This is like a sprint. Yeah. And actually it's only a 10. It's only a 10 because they're not trained in it. So
okay, so exert roll strength. Yay, more abuse. Yeah. Okay.
So you get tackled. You start to run. This person chases up behind you. You get tackled to the ground. They don't have a firm hold on you yet. What are you gonna do? You feel the pavement rise up quickly to meet you as you get slammed into it from behind. They do too. There's a grunt as they get the air knocked out of them, and the two of you are like kind of tangling on the ground.
Would you say it's a surprising tackle?
No, I don't think so.
You wouldn't say it would be a surprise. Tackling's not being surprised, Adam.
I feel like it's the least
surprised, which means I
knew you were being chased.
It's the least surprising thing that could have happened.
And stay out of this. I'm lawyering.
It'd be like if someone pointed a gun at you and then it shot you and you're like, "What? How did that happen? How did a bullet come out of that gun?" Which shoots bullets, and then you fall on your head because it's not.
Consider where I'm coming from, all right? Everything I've tried this session has failed.
It's true. You're getting your ass whipped. So he dives on you and throws you to the ground. The two of you are tussling. Do you want to punch him in the throat, or do you want to like try to grab him and take him high? Like, what do you want to do? You have a moment to react as soon as you hit the ground. It's just one dude.
I'm gonna try to beat his ass.
Okay. What do you? So if you win, we're gonna roll opposed. If you win, what do you get? Like,
I get him knock the fuck out with my pistol, or I choke him out, whichever is more.
So you want choking him out as we know takes time. Yeah, so this would be like half an hour.
I want to just knock him the fuck out.
Okay, so you just want to like get in position and then just like bang him in the head and knock him down. Okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, if you tried to choke him out, it'd be enough time for them to run up. You're being pursued. Okay, so let's make an opposed wrestling check, which is gonna be punch. I will also roll punch. I got a 5 on my punching.
Punch with strength.
Max isn't here right now. If you'd like to leave a message, please do so after the tone.
Beep.
God damn it,
Max. This is Anne. Just want to say you're doing great.
You're doing great, buddy. Hey, Max, it's Adam. Just checking in on you, man. How you feeling? So, okay, all right. So you try to get around, and you're kind of like on your arms hit the ground underneath you. They tackle you. You try to turn around, and then basically the same thing happens to you. We'll just turn it back on you, and you just bang. You get hit on the back of the head. Your forehead slams into the concrete. Stars fill your vision, and then the warm embrace of unconsciousness. So you get knocked out.
So fine. I was just reacting to some stuff. Man, it's like, are you okay? You good?
You all right? It's like, I'm fine. I'm just
I'm okay. Booker's not.
Yeah, this would be the point where if this was a live show, I would take your dice from you and I would hurl them into space.
Throw them, yeah.
Yeah, you would need we'd get you some new D6s. Okay, so meanwhile, Nomi and the Amira, you are leaving the church, or are you gonna go in and like listen to the sermon, or because like he's like, God, I just got my mind read, and like they know, and like he's gonna deliver the sermon and try to get the hell out of here. What are you doing? What do you want to do here? So you're taken back out, and your escort is not there to be like, ladies, your guns. But he's like gonna take you to the door. When you leave the church, you'll get your weapons back.
I'm down to leave unless Bronze wants to stay for any reason. You're muted.
I think we should listen to his sermon and nab him when he tries to leave and use him as a link to get to Alder. Yeah. He was talking so much about how, we lose our ability to create things. Well, I got a sword, and I say we chop his hands off and see how talky he gets. That's just me.
Jesus.
Everyone
Christ.
here is armed, by the way. I don't know if you forgot that there's a bunch of armed people here.
Yeah, I thought about cutting him off when he was leaving, but I was like, how much sound is this guy going to make? Because I was standing. I was like, man, I could probably he's tiny, he's small, probably feeble.
Okay. Nomi wants to leave. So
okay.
If you're going to stay here, then you can stay here, but I'm getting out of this building.
Yeah, Nomi pauses, looking at her goal for a moment, and then is like,
I mean, so like in character, as we're walking kind of out of this, I'm assuming there's like a hallway kind of area, and I'm just kind of like, I think it's in our best interest if we get out of here as soon as possible. There's something deeper at work here that Talat Lao is only a piece of the puzzle.
Ah. I'll trust you. I don't have your skill set.
okay, so you
Cool. So I just want to leave. Yeah, I don't want to stay.
Okay.
I don't care what he has to say.
It's one of those things where, like, as a player, to my character that was a total bust, but I am not aware if Nomi got anything useful out of him or not. But if she tells me she did,
we haven't got
then I'll
we
take
haven't
that.
got anything yet.
Yeah, because I'm like, we got nothing from this dude. We gotta fucking tail him. He's gonna disappear now. But if you tell me that, yeah, if you say let's go, I'll go. Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay.
So we leave.
So you start to leave, and yeah, in the background, you can kind of hear Lau beginning his sermon, right? Like he's saying, there is hardly anything more fundamental to the life of a believer than repentance. Nothing more life-giving. This is why the devil tries so hard to discredit it. Mention repentance to some believers, immediately they think of condemnation, of browbeating, judgmentalism, and death. Repentance is a gift to us from God. Without it, sinners and saints cannot be renewed. Only the imperfect are candidates for redemption. And who among us is perfect? And there's some like muttering of like, amen, like I'm not perfect. You're not perfect neither. Repentance is for those who have fallen short, who can acknowledge their need, who have turned away and who have sinned, but who wish to return to God's grace. And there's a lot of like murmuring and stuff. And as you walk out, he is saying, repentance remakes, restores, and repairs. Where we begin in darkness, we end in light. Where we begin in bondage, we end in freedom. And there's like a susurrus in the crowd of being like, yes, begin in bondage, end in freedom. And you're brought to the door, and the goon like hands you your guns, and he says to you, Nomi, he says, you'd best not come back here. And he cracks the door open.
Okay. I just smile and I don't say anything. I just walk out.
Okay. All right. So you walk outside, and you see you see a woman and two men. One of the men has a rifle. The woman and the other man are carrying an unconscious Booker Greaves. They are down the street, and they are approaching you at about, I don't know, like 20 meters or so.
That's all I need. More failure to be witnessed. Awesome.
I'm assuming we walk towards them.
Yeah. We walk up to them, and I'll kind of stand like in the direction that they're walking and say, "Oh, excellent! You found one of our comrades. What has happened to him?"
So you stop, and
tell me I'm coming too right now. That'd be perfect.
No, you're unconscious as fuck. And the woman like stops. The guy with the rifle is like, "Oh shit, there's more of them." And she says, "Cirrus, Mira." She looks at Booker, who's like hanging like limp from this other guy. He's like holding him up, and he says, "We found this one sneaking around where he doesn't belong." And they throw him to the ground. So Booker like crumples to the street, and she says, "You two, take your crux, friend. If you know what's good for you, you'll leave Berkman. Remember,
excellent.
We could have killed him, killed both of you. We're giving you a chance. Get the fuck off our planet." She just like steely eyes you like, "Get out of here."
Yeah. Yeah, I smile and I just say, "Excellent. Thank you very much for the advice." And go to like, can I like pick up Booker, I guess, or like both of us pick him up? I don't know.
He's starting to wake up. The throwing to the floor has like, so Booker like coming to.
Jostled him.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So I kneel down next to him and kind of quietly I say, Officer Greaves, it's time we go.
I think you're right about that.
Can you walk?
Good to go.
Yeah, you're like a little dizzy, and you did just get knocked out. He's got like a cut on his forehead, like blood on his face. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you are escorted, unless you decide to make a scene. You're escorted from the commune out to the street. Cool. All right. So the three of you are you're outside now. You're back in the promenade down in the crevasse. It's nighttime outside now, so the light down here is all artificial. And there's a stifling kind of warmth to the air. So now you're outside. They kind of eject you and then stay and like watch to make sure you don't like try to come back in or hang around.
I try to calm the chaplain.
Okay.
To follow up with him.
The call you're attempting to make cannot be connected. Let's try again later.
So does it give me like is there anything to indicate like this call you tried to send went to voicemail, or is it just like this didn't have like this call doesn't exist?
I mean, the number still exists. It's like if you get your cell phone blown up, like you can still call it, but it's just gonna connect to.
Yeah, I wonder how that works.
It's not gonna ring.
Okay. Yeah. So out loud I say, it appears that the chaplain is still out of commission for now. Perhaps we can get in contact with him later. Should we return?
Right,
Jason, I don't know where we were staying. The house that we were staying at.
That was a fucking shit show. Pardon my French.
No apology needed. I agree. This planet seems to have a very dark undercurrent of violence waiting to explode. I'm worried that we may be out of our depth here. We may need more backup.
Yes, the pastor all but endorsed the action of the terrorists.
Yes, he also mentioned someone named Alders, which is a name that is new to me. I don't know if either of you have heard it before, but it appears that that is perhaps someone who is higher up the food chain than Talatlau.
Ah. Heard you mention it earlier. Is Alders who he reports to?
I believe so. When we were speaking, he thought about the fact that if it were up to Alders, that we would all already be dead. Or if Alders gave the order. So perhaps we need to find out more about this person. But I do feel that it is unsafe for us to proceed with just the four of us.
3 of us at this point. We're deep in enemy territory. It looks as though these terrorists are not the exception, but the rule. They have more local support than we could have anticipated.
Yes, I agree. Booker.
Well, especially in their compound.
Yes, what happened to you?
Well, they spotted me out of the 3 of us when we went in there. I did my best to feign like I was a worker there, but 2 of them weren't buying it, so I had to leave once I had an opportunity. They gave chase. I gave them the slip. They gave chase again, caught me in an alleyway, pretended like I was going to be escorted out with them because 3 guns against 1 with no cover. I'm tough, but, I'm not stupid. And then, once again, another opportunity presented itself to slip away. One fast fucker caught up to me. Just a whole bunch of bad luck. But I own my failures. Tried my best to get back to you guys, make sure you're okay, but look at that. You're fine. But that, at least we got that going for us.
Bad luck indeed. So I want to talk to Yancey, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't know how or where I need to go to do that.
To communicate with, I don't think your comms have enough juice to get you in touch with the ship, but if you go back to the embassy, you could pop on the ground sat control and.
Okay. Cool. I'm down to do that.
Okay.
Yancey.
All right.
Booker's totally sucking ass at his job.
Sure, a replacement for Booker.
Yeah, can
There's
I
a
please
big
get an upgrade?
Bug on one of my soft boxes. It's huge.
Well, rip you. It was nice knowing you, Bronze.
I don't think it's a biter, but I hope
the flying
it doesn't
scorpion
fly.
that lives in your room
No,
doesn't
don't
kill you now.
say that.
The giant, horrific centipede with wings. So okay, so we just cut. We just cut to.
Bugs are so much worse when they fly.
Be right back.
Yeah. Okay. And we never saw her again.
Just a giant
never had a
bug.
I've never had a
version of
player
bug
die
comes
during a
back.
game. So we cut back to the embassy, to the outside of the embassy. And I think that there is a group of like peaceful protesters standing around the embassy. It's nighttime, and we hear a chant of like, hey, hey, ho, ho, the Empire has got to go. There's a bunch of people with hollow signs, and they're standing around, and there's like, like a hologram sign of a bear with a circle and a line through them, and then a hologram of like a there's a cactus. Like it looks like the hologram is of like a little cactus with a human face, and he's like, and there's like a purple boot stomping on the cactus. And they're all like shouting and making a big deal. And the group of you approach this thing. Now, do you want to just like walk through the crowd, or like the security, including your guys, are like standing stock, like weapons held, like to protect the embassy, but there's a crowd between you and there. You could also just get on the comms and be like, "Hi, we're here. Come get us."
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't look like they're like angry, I'm down to just walk up there.
Yeah, you're gonna get shouted at, best you can tell. Well, actually, Nomi, roll. Make a no plus wisdom. Or notice in wisdom.
Notice wisdom.
Yeah, and actually,
7.
Kieran and Booker do it too. And we'll pile on Nomi's result.
Say no.
You can get us. Yeah. No, notice and wisdom.
Notice.
Okay, so that brings up to an 8. And then if the Amira is also helping, there you go. Okay, yeah, so you got a 9. Yeah, they appear to be non-violent. There's no like torches, they're not here to burn down the embassy, but they're angry. They're like shouting, and they're like, "Get off our planet! Deconstruct the embassy. We don't need no crooks here. Cops go home." Remember, there's a few signs that are like "Remember Gats" or like "Never again," but mostly there's a bunch of like quotations from the holy texts, right? Like signs that just say like Josiah 4:28, which you should obviously like know yourself. But yeah, so it doesn't look like they're violent. They're gonna yell at you, and they're probably gonna get in your face, but they don't look like the kind who's gonna try to like do anything bad.
Okay.
So the vehicle, you take like a cab, essentially. Your cab pulls up, and it's an automated vehicle. It's one of these Trilliant hyper cabs, and so it pulls up and it plays a little song, and it's like, "Have a Trilliant day," and the door pops open.
Okay.
So like they're like
walk
on
up.
the back of the chairs, like screens with like a Trilliant wrapper.
Oh yeah, totally. The back of the screen where normally you'd look out, it's playing like a really it's playing a really like obnoxious music video of like a cyborg country music star / rap artist who's rapping about like living on the range and riding his golden horse and like the
nice.
trill life. Yeah.
Hell
Yeah, they're really splitting their demographic. They're trying to hit both people who are like super rich and also like the salt of the earth. The marketing team on this planet has a hard time going for them. So yeah, you step out, and yeah, the crowd I think doesn't notice you right away. You just walk for the door.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So you head for the door, and of course, there's shouting. There's like, fascists, go home, and like nobody throws anything, but they're shouting, and somebody gets in your right up in your face, and they're like, "We don't need the Empire here. Berkman's better off without you," and like yelling and shouting and what have you. And Nomi, you hear a voice in the crowd say, "Cirrus, please."
Okay. Can I see who's saying that? Like, look
Yeah.
around and-
Turn and look. Yeah, make a notice and intelligence roll. Also that call on what this particular style of music is like, space juggalo. Perfect. That's exactly
Thank you.
it.
Yes.
You got it.
Ooh,
Space
3.
juggalo.
Wait. No, that's not a negotiation roll. Okay, I got a 3, so.
Okay. All right. So you look around, and someone grabs you. What do? You just feel like someone grab your arm.
Karate chop.
Yeah.
Don't
She's
grab.
like, "Oh, get
Don't
off
grab
me."
Snake.
Okay. Yeah. Make a make a punch roll.
Great. With strength?
Dexterity, because you're trying to judo flip this person, right?
Judo chop. 8.
Nice, you do it. Yeah. So it's not very clean, but somebody in the crowd tries to grab you, and you like flip them over and like drop them to the ground. You don't have them in an arm lock or whatever, but you disarm them. You flip them over, and they land on the ground. And it's just some guy, and he's just like gets the wind knocked out of him. Somebody points at you, and they're like, "Come see the violence inherent in the system," right? They're like, "Look at this is what they do. They're here to throw us around." And there's more shouting, and somewhere in the background again, like Booker and Karen, you can hear it now. Somebody is like, "Cirrus Ka," and they're like, it's coming from behind the crowd. Like someone's trying to push through the crowd to like get to Nomi. And also you see Arnahan and some of the others. They're like, "Oh, no, that's not gonna do." And they've like snapped out their batons, and they're like shoving people.
Wait,
There's
so
big crux riot shields, and they're like pushing people out of the way to get to you because they saw someone try to grab you. So they're pushing through the crowd and shoving. But someone in the crowd is trying to get your attention, but she can't get to the front to like see you. Also, these big crux shields are probably like electrified too. So we see someone touch one and then like get shocked and just drop.
the person who grabbed me is not the person who was saying my name?
No, it was not the person. It was just some random.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know, because they're getting there because it's a dumb peasant.
Like
they don't know better. No, it was definitely one of these. It was definitely one of these peasants. But yeah, and this isn't turning. It's not turning into a riot, but it's turning into like a bunch of unarmed peasants getting their shit kicked out of them by some crux people who are like, "Oh no, you don't touch one of ours." And so we see a peasant, like someone with a sign, like turn, and Arnahan just punches the dude in the mouth. Because she's just like, "Right, that's it. Here we go," and like bangs on the shield, and they just go out into the crowd. There's some screaming and people like trying to run, but somebody is like desperately trying to get to you. Nomi.
Yeah. I don't know how to like point them out if I didn't notice them.
Yeah, you can't see them. So let's let Booker or Kiran do something.
I have an idea of who it might be, but would be able to recognize the voice.
Yeah, I scan the crowd. Do I see anyone?
You can make a roll. I mean, you both can if you want. You can make a notice with intelligence.
Before this is getting out of hand. Before any of that, I think I'm gonna attempt to. It'll be much easier to find this person if there's not a commotion. So in sort of a commanding motion, or with a commanding sort of like air, I'm gonna wave to or put out my hand to Arnahan and them and say, "Stand down. You're not helping. Just stop. We're fine. Stand down."
To like Arnahan? Okay, let's see if you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
if you can
To the soldiers
control
with cut
them.
shields.
So Booker, you're going to be the one looking for the voice, and the Amira is going to try to keep these peasants from getting their faces kicked in.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's not gonna help. Okay. What should I roll?
It's going to be lead with charisma.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Try to diffuse the situation. Nice. Okay. So you look at Arnahan and you're like, what did you say? What do you say to her?
I say, you're not helping anyone. We're not in any immediate danger. Please put your shields away. Stand down.
So she's got her boot on somebody's neck, and this person's like lying on the ground, like trying to turn his head. And she looks up at you, and she's like, "Who said anything about immediate danger?" And like, there's people are scattering. And like,
Yeah.
she looks, and there's like a bloody handprint on her shield. And she's like, I didn't think anybody was in danger. I just like, like obviously you aren't. We're here.
I walk up to her and I put a firm hand on her shoulder and push her off the man.
Okay, she takes her like a boot off, and the guy gets up like, oh god, and he's blood pouring out of his nose.
I help him up.
And yeah, and she like lunges at him, like fake lunges, and he like flinches away. And he's just like he tries to run, like he tries to get away from you. Do you let him? You just let him run off?
Of course. I don't know what else to do. Instead, I fucking.
I mean, the situation is dispersing. Your command has made it so that like they don't go chasing them. They're not just like, oh no, you're not getting away. Come here. A few people have been knocked unconscious. And the Crux people are like putting them in zap strap like handcuffs. And Booker, in part of the crowd, you see a woman. She looks familiar, but she also looks different from the last time you saw her. She's wearing a hood, and you catch the side of a face, but she's got like a black eye and like a like cut on her cheek. And you see her, and she doesn't see that you see her. You don't make eye contact, but she's turning to run. She's given up on trying to get Nomi's attention. You're pretty sure that it's Tomomi Emerson.
It's the person we talked to before, I'm assuming, right? In the bar?
Yes. Yeah. She was it's the turncoat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Booker's gonna shout real quick, like at her. I think you there would probably not be good, so he's gonna use her name. Like, Tomomi, a moment.
Make a
not trying to like say like we gotcha,
Yeah, right. You're just trying to like say you're using your cop voice, but in the right way. Like, hey, relax. Okay. She's not openly hostile. Make your lead. Yeah, make a charisma lead roll. Her morale is low, so difficulty's gonna be 5.
So I keep doing the lead roll, but it's like a feat of mine to do authority.
Yeah.
Lead is a bonus. Lead is a bonus skill. That I just read the
you get lead as a bonus skill, and then you also get like you can make this roll against her morale instead of a regular difficulty roll, which makes it a 5 instead of a 7.
Lead with charisma.
So lead in charisma. Yep, to shout like, hold on. Okay,
God,
all right. So she
Shit,
stops. Stops. She puts her hands up. You can see one hand. She has her 3 of her fingers taped together. Her other hand, there's a bandage or something like a cast wrapped on her wrist. Mm-hmm. She puts her hands up, and she's got her hood up, and she just freezes in place.
Then Booker like says to Nomi.
Yes,
Nomi respond. No. It's the one we were speaking to before. He's trying to get your attention. Maybe more intel might be worth following up on.
Okay.
Up to you if you want me to handle it. Yeah.
No, I call out to Arnahan.
Like, Arnahan looks at the Amira like, do you need me? Can I go? Because you just gave her a command like, hey, I'm in charge. So
yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like like, nod at her and be like, "You've done enough. Go."
And she gives you a nod, and jogs, does the little like military jog over to Nomi, and she's like, she's still got her baton, and as she runs over, she like snaps it away and puts the shield on her back, and it like clicks into place on her armor, and her face mask like opens up and her helmet slides back, and she gives you a little salute, and she's grinning like she's a little flush from the activity, and she's just grinning like this is great. She's had such a good time, and it would have been way more fun if the Amira hadn't stopped her from stomping these peasants. And she runs over and she tries to like put the grin away, and she's like, "Serious?"
The guy that I flipped on the ground is still there.
He's like trying to crawl away unless you like, yeah. I think he would try to get up and run off.
So I look down at him and I say, "This one is under arrest. That one I need to speak with," and I kind of point it to Momi.
And she looks at you and looks down at this guy, and she just puts her boot on his ankle, and he screams because she like grinds his ankle into the pavement so he can't get away. And she looks at you and she says, "Under arrest for what?"
"For attacking a noble."
She's reaching for her gun when you say that. Then like she nods like, "Okay, yeah." So she takes the gun out, and she's gonna legally she's allowed to just shoot him right now. Unless you stop her, she's just going to shoot him in the back.
No. If she's legally allowed to, then that's the punishment for her.
I'm going to stop her. I'm going to stop her.
Okay, she takes the gun out. What do you say?
I'm gonna like reach out and push her hand away, and say, I don't think grabbing.
You're not fast enough to get her before she gets a pistol in her hand, but she takes it, and you put your hand on hers, and maybe she's still got it in the holster, and she looks at you like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
I didn't see an attack.
Were you not paying attention?
I don't think grabbing someone constitutes an attack.
And she puts her hand up and she says, "I'm gonna leave it to you ladies to decide. Now as for you," and she reaches down and grabs the guy, like yanks him up to his feet. And he's just like sobbing. He's got snot and blood all over his face, and he's just like begging for his pathetic pleb life. And she gives you a look, Nomi, like, "I'm gonna go and put this guy in the jail.
Yeah.
Anytime you want, I will just give him what he deserves."
Great. So I turn to the Amira after I watch him like walk away, and I say, "So, if a noble is grabbed by someone of a lesser social status in the middle of a crowd while there's many people around yelling, you don't consider that an attack. Should I have let him punch me in the face first, or perhaps knock me to the ground?"
But neither of those things happened. You handled the situation perfectly. I just don't see the need to execute a man. As nobles, the peasantry are our responsibility. They are our property. You don't slaughter your property.
There's plenty of them.
Your serpens is showing.
If you allow it, Booker's like walking back, like past, and he just hears. He knows the situation's.
Let's give it another second. What I love. So the reason why I was making that face is because you're both right, and I love that. So no, Booker, let's give it a second because I'm gonna come back to you and having a conversation with this woman that you've just like stopped, right? Because I don't want it to just be like you walk away from her. We have a second, but anyway, sorry, Kiran, Nomi, you were saying.
Well, she said your serpens is showing.
Yes, that's right.
And I smile at that, and I say, "You don't always have to agree with my choices, but I am the commanding officer. If you have some problem with the way that I am leading this group, you can speak with Yancey when we get back aboard the ship. But for now, that man attacked a noble, and I will tell Arnahan to deal with it as I see fit. Is that understood?"
No, it's understood. It's not on my conscience. It's on yours.
"I can bear the weight." And I walk away.
I'm sure you can.
Cool. That's great.
I don't
That's
turn around. I
okay.
just keep walking.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. You both kind of say it at the same time, and then we cut. So, sorry, Booker. So this woman is standing, like, trembling with her hands up. Do you walk up to her? Do you say anything? What do you do?
Yeah. Walk up to her and be like, "You were trying to get the attention of the serpents?"
And she says, I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't part of the riot. I just wanted to come to the embassy.
No, I understand. I saw what happened. You're fine. She
hasn't turned around. She hasn't lowered her hands.
You can put your hands down and face me if you'd like.
She does not.
Would make talking a lot easier.
You can just walk around the front of her, but she's terrified, so she doesn't move.
Yeah, I'll walk around the front of her when he sees like she's not cooperating. Yes.
Okay.
Please,
you walk around.
Damn hands down.
Okay, so she doesn't. She keeps her hands up because she thinks it's a trick or whatever. And she looks at you. Yeah, she's got a black eye. One of her lips, she's like split her lip. You can see that her hand is like broken, so she's got her fingers taped together. She looks like she got beat up, and she's just like looking at you like terrified.
What happened to you?
I want to talk to the Cirrus.
Before you can talk to the Cirrus, I need to know what you're here for. You understand? Security, protocol.
Make a notice and wisdom roll.
Okay. Oop.
Nice. Okay. She's not seeing you as a person right now. She just watched Arnahan and them like tear into the crowd, and she is pretty sure she's been beaten like recently, and she's pretty sure you are going to trap her or trick her, or like you're gonna be like, you should do this, and she's gonna do it, and you're gonna be like, ha, sucker, and then break all her teeth. Like, she's terrified of you, but she doesn't see Booker Greaves. She sees the mailed fist of the empire, right? She sees the jackboot. You've seen this look before in populaces that needed to be there's a word for it that's not as negative as this, but like suppressed, basically. Yeah. Pacified.
Since I rolled a notice, like, do I notice anything? Does she seem threatening at all? Is there anything?
She doesn't have a weapon. She has a shoulder bag. She's wearing it crossbody, so that like no one would like take it from her in the crowd. She's got it kind of like in the center of her chest. It's just small. It's like a travel like bag.
Okay.
You can't tell what's in it.
It's like, before you can even hope to talk to the serpents, I need to know what's in that bag.
She looks at it and she shakes her head. She's just like, just some clothes and some food. I don't have any weapons. I promise.
Slowly take the bag off. Open it up.
Yeah.
Booker, like,
she's like
steps back just
she
a
nods
little bit while he's watching her.
Yeah. She says, I have to take my cloak off first. I'm gonna undo it. I'm gonna put it on the ground. And she like reaches for the clasp, and she like clicks it, and she just lets it drop, and it falls. And she's got her hair. She had like relatively long hair, and she's got it like tied up to keep it out of the way. And so it falls, and she says, I'm gonna unbuckle the strap, and then throw the bag on the ground. And she like reaches behind her, and you hear a click. And she takes the bag, and she throws it on the ground in between you, and she puts her hands up. Nomi, you see Booker interrogating some woman. You see the back of her, and so you see that as you're walking towards her. So Booker,
right,
what do you want to do? Nomi, feel free to like you walk in or like say something, or you can observe whatever you want.
Booker's like backing
Can I do
away.
like Yeah, I guess if I'm seeing him like backing away, like he's obviously there's something like kind of weird, like nervous.
Well, no, I mean, with the notice roll, I mean, I got a 12. I wanted to see if she was nervous because of me, or is she nervous because, like, does she have?
I mean, you can't read her mind. She
right,
is.
But I am a detective who can still notice.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and
you
you did get a 12. You can't tell why she's nervous, but you can tell she's scared. She is afraid of the police as a thing, and you as an extension thereof. But if this is a trap, it's not a trap set for you. She's very insistent that she wants to speak to the Cirrus, who she cannot see. Nomi is right behind her, but she's too scared to turn around.
Okay. And Booker, as Booker's backing up, he has his gun like kind of a little bit. He's like, "Forgive this, but I can't trust you or anyone else right now. Situation's very hostile. Quickly open the bag and show me that it's closed."
Are you drawing the gun? Are you drawing the gun as you back up? Because I don't think you had it in your hand before.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you reach down, you
just slightly, he hasn't fully grabbed it. It's just in case.
Yeah. So is it still in the holster, or have you taken it out and you're just kind of pointing it at the ground?
Still in the holster.
Okay. All right. So you've unclasped. Yeah. Perfect. That sounds great.
I'm holding
so
action if we're talking D&D, where she looks like she's about to blow up a bomb. I'm shooting her in the face.
No, perfect. Yeah, absolutely. So she's got her hands up, and she looks at it and she says, "I'm gonna open the bag." And she, without lowering her hands, she like kneels in front of it, and she reaches down. She unzips the bag, and it takes her a minute because it catches, and she's like trembling, so it catches, and then she gets it open, and she reaches into it, and she takes out like a cloth like bundle, and she sets it down, just like a gray or like a white cloth bundle, and she sets it down. There's this like click when it like hits when she sets it on the pavement. She reaches in again, and she takes out a bunch more cloth that is like rolled up, and she unrolls it, and you can see like a shirt, and she like throws it on the ground. She does that a couple of times, and she puts her hands up, and she's on her knees in front of it, and she says, "That's it. That's everything that's in there." So there's a bunch of clothes, and there's this like folded cloth thing with something metal inside this folded cloth object.
What is that? That metal?
It's food. It's a tin, rations.
Show me.
She nods, and she undoes the knot, and she opens it, and there's like a little tin, little sealed metal like box. And it has the letters MRE like spray painted on it.
Okay.
Like stenciled.
Like she opened it? Did she like show?
She doesn't open the tin. She just unfolds it to show you the tin.
You can open the tin. Show me what's inside.
So she reaches down. She presses a button on the side of the tin. There's a beep.
God damn it.
The tin opens up. And there's just like
opens?
There's just like some food. Yeah, I mean, it's
I know what you're doing. I hate it.
Yeah, and so she reaches in, it's like boop, and it
can't open with a button. And
it's a sealed.
When that happens,
so it's a sealed. She's ruined the ration. So it's a sealed box. It opens and it like auto heats the food. It auto heats the food that's inside, and she's like looks up at you, and you just see like a little food cube, and there's like when it opens, it plays a little jingle. It plays like a couple of notes, and then you see a brief flicker of a little lozenge-shaped like hologram, and it's like acre. It's food, and then it goes off, and she just like looks at you like.
When it beeped, like initially, Booker like for a second went like to his gun, or it was like just made a flinch, like he was about to move, and then he's like, oh, "Fuck, it's that beep." he relaxes. He's like, "You can pack everything back up. I'll get you some more food. Sorry about that." Go ahead, pack your things up.
I think she's got like tears running down her cheeks now because she's terrified you're gonna shoot her. And she still doesn't know, like it's just you and her, and the whole rest of the universe doesn't exist, and she's just like shaking.
He comes up to her like completely non-threatening. It's like, come on, you can get up. You have to understand. I had no intention of shooting you unless you for some reason were forced here. You were exhibiting extreme signs of being rattled and nervous. Something that would be consistent with somebody who's been forced into, well, I don't even want to talk about that. You understand? Tensions are very, very high here. I can't be too careful. Pack up your things.
Anything that you're saying, she's just agreeing with de facto. She can't actually, she's not processing the words. She's just like, okay, yes, sure, yep.
I had to make sure you weren't a threat. You understand? He like tries to snap her out of it. Like he's like staring at her in her face, like to make sure.
Mm-hmm. She's agreeing with anything that you're saying because you're a cop and she doesn't want to die. Nomi, you see this interaction occur, and you know that it's occurring because of you. Do you want to do anything, or do you watch Booker?
I have like kind of kept my distance because I could tell that it was like there's something going on. And so I kind of call out and I say, Officer Greaves, is there a problem?
Nope. This one, you remember from before, is the one we spoke to.
When she hears Nomi's voice, she turns. But I'm going to make a mental effect save for her and see if she kind of like breaks. Because she wants to get up. Yeah, I think so. She turns and she starts talking. And she's like, Cirrus, please, you have to help me. And like turns around, and suddenly like the fact that the big scary cop with a gun is there, it fades away. It's less relevant.
She just tries to push past. Booker's not gonna let her.
I don't think she tries to. She doesn't get up. She's on her knees, but she turns around and like drops her defenses. Like you could just shoot her in the chest if you want to. So she turns and looks at you. No, I mean you can see like she's terrified.
Yeah, Booker like interrupts her and is just like, not Nomi, but interrupts her and is like, this one wanted to speak with you again. Thought it might be important if she has follow-up information about what's going on. Looks like she's been roughed up a little bit. I had to make sure that she wasn't a threat. Get a bag on her, so that's what I was doing just a moment ago. I'm sure you saw.
I nod at Booker, and then I look at Tomomi and I say, Miss Emerson, how can I help you?
You have to get me off Berkman. They found out that I talked to you, and she doesn't have the heart to say like, and then they beat the living hell out of me and left me for dead, but you can see it on her. And she says, they found out and I have to get out of here, please.
Sure. I'm going to use my last effort for the day.
Okay.
And read her thoughts.
Okay. I'll make the same save.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, she does not
Booker,
save.
what did you do to her?
She's a broken lady.
Job. No, me.
Yeah.
Her job. She wasn't a
her
bomb.
fears. Her fear has stripped away all pretense. She's trying to stay focused. She's like aware of Booker in the way that you might be aware that there is like a rabid animal in your house, but not in the room that you're in. So she's just like the baseline fear there of like Booker jumping out and shooting her. But also she keeps thinking she's having like traumatic flashbacks to like a group of people in her bar trashing it. And then like talking to her, you get it's not like a memory, but she keeps actively thinking about it. Every time there's pain, she thinks about her, like her hand being broken. You see like her remembering having someone holding her hand down and like hitting it with the butt of a pistol and like the breaking of her knuckles. And she's trying not to think about that. She's trying to suppress that so she can stay focused so that Booker doesn't shoot her. She doesn't do anything by accident, and that you won't just abandon her on this shithole planet. She wants to get out of here because she's pretty sure the people she betrayed will murder her.
Can I be
and you're the only person who can save her?
Can I be confident that she's not secretly has been implanted with some kind of tracking device or bomb or something like that? Like her intentions are pure. She just wants to get the hell out of here.
Yes. Okay. She does not want to be misunderstood. So she like it would have to be some deep level shit, like some Manchurian shit, if she's here to kill you.
Right? Like maybe she was a synth all along.
I mean, if she's a synth, that's possible, but that could be very difficult to hide. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay. Where's Arnahan?
Arnahan and her goons have rounded up everybody who needs to be arrested and is taking them to the embassy jail. So Arnahan is not here. Shiran, where did you go inside? Or are you still around, or did you leave?
I'm sending a transmission.
Okay, yeah. So let's cut to you. So Nomi, when you're like, "Where's Arnahan?" You turn to look. We cut to the interior shot of Kiran, and you go into the embassy, and you hear Amelia, or whatever the fuck her name is. You hear her sobbing in the other room. You've heard her cry before, but this is like she's just like distraught. You can hear her crying in the main room.
I go to her.
Okay, so she's sitting in front of she's at the table in front of one of the built-in terminals, and it's projecting an image of what looks like a disaster. There's like a disaster team in like a hangar bay, and they're like spraying foam, like fire retardant, and there's a fire, and you can kind of barely hear like a news reporter, like a local news reporter talking about like an accident at the blah 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 blah. So, and she's just like like crying and like she's got her head in her hands.
Elizabeth, what's wrong?
And she turns around and looks at you, and her makeup's all streaky, and she looks terrible, and she's like, "It's the chaplain," and she's like, starts sobbing again.
What about the chaplain?
The TV responds to you by we do the TV, the like movie thing where it like you ask a question and then conveniently the news report is already talking about it, and it says the death toll in the accident is currently 12 people, including one Chaplain Valencio, a visiting member of the clergy, and it like brings up this picture of the chaplain, and he's like quite young. It's like an old picture of him, yeah, and he's like like in a space shuttle. No, so it cuts to it shows a hollow picture of him like talking to a like talking to a dignitary or something, and it's like stock footage of the Chaplain Valencio provided by the High Church. And then she just like points it and she's like and like sobs.
First off, like turn off the TV real quick. Well, no, because this girl is useless right now. I was gonna say and try to ask her when it happened. I'll just get that from the news info. And tell her to shut up. I'll just be like, Ellen, stop. Compose yourself.
Make a lead roll. Lead in charisma.
Oh gosh. Oh,
I can't. He was so nice to me. And then more mess.
Yes, he was quite admirable, but there's no reason for you to carry on like this. You're making it worse. Please stop. Or do it somewhere else.
Can't. And she nods and she's like, "I'm sorry, ma'am." And she gets up, and then she like teenage girl runs out of the room, like being a big sobby mess.
She's making it worse.
So she runs out, and you hear a voice behind you from someone has emerged from the kitchenette. You hear the clinking of ice in a glass, and you hear a familiar voice say, "Good help is so hard to find these days."
Oh my God, not this guy, not now. I've had the worst day.
And you see, standing there, holding 2 cocktails, 2 golden beverages, wearing his fine sharkskin like suit with his golden cybernetics and his beautiful hair. He's not wearing his sunglasses because he's inside. You see Aram Cruz, and
he's got to have a theme song at this point. It's got to be like
right,
like
Mr. Cruz. So you look up, and he gives you a nod, and he says. Yeah, so he's just said, "Good help is so hard to find these days."
I sigh and attempt to compose myself.
He walks over to you, and he says, "I made one for both of us, but maybe you need both of these." And he grins, and he hands you one of the drinks.
It's been a trying day.
This is a trying world. Mr. Reed said I was to help in any way I can. A gift while you're on Berkman from the Trillion Ring.
Everything he says feels like it's steeped in innuendo, and I don't know why.
It's probably because of the words that I'm forming with my mouth and the way that I'm using the air in my lungs to make them reverberate into your... Yeah, it's because of what he's saying. Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to take the glass from him, clink it against his, whether he clinks back or not, and then just take just down it in one go and hand him the empty glass.
It's possibly the most perfect cocktail you have ever drank in your whole life.
I would expect no less, honestly.
It tastes like what wearing a diamond necklace feels like.
Ooh, okay.
You feel luxurious just having it in your mouth. So he watches and he like takes a sip of his and he sets it down and he says, I understand there's been a tragedy. The poor girl was torn up about it. I tried to talk to her, but well.
Some of us wear our emotions on the outside. Some of us have no choice but to wear them on the inside.
Some of us have had them surgically removed. How can I help you,
I just
Amira?
kind of smile.
Yeah. How can I help you, Amira?
And I motion for him to sit.
Okay. Yeah, he does. He pulls a chair out for you first.
Perfect, gentleman.
And then he sits down. And he does that thing where he leans forward and like steeples his fingers like he's actively listening to you.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably has a program for active listening.
Yeah, right? Like he clicks in the thing and his cybernetics are just like, here's the exact pose to do.
Yeah.
And like
active
posture software.
Pose.
Yeah. So he leans in.
And gosh, I'm getting nervous. I'm going to breathe deep and say, I need to get off planet.
Right now? Immediately?
As soon as possible.
You and the rest of your friends, or?
Not them, just me.
He raises a single perfect eyebrow. Of course. I'll have it arranged. Do you need transportation off-world, or are we headed for orbit?
Orbit, for now. I need to get back to some of my people.
He kind of leans back and he says, it's a hard thing to figure out these days, isn't it, Amira? Who our people are.
Yes. The truth is that my mother always told me not to be like other people in our house. She always told me to try to trust them or hope that in some way they would exceed your expectations. My people are naturally very distrustful of outsiders. But I've learned that I'm not willing to serve in a group where the leader's house was responsible for the assassination of the emperor. I had hoped that maybe I would be proven wrong in my initial reservations, but I've only been proven right. We can't hope to be good leaders if we can't hope to be compassionate ones.
When you mention the emperor, he gives you a like thoughts and prayers nod, like, yes, that was a tragedy when that happened. I agree with everything you're saying. Like he doesn't say it, but there's a lot of like, that's true. That's very true.
Right.
And he says, It's my experience that trust is a resource, like anything else. It has to be painstakingly cultivated, refined, and then exchanged. If you don't trust the people around you, they haven't put in that hard work. It might be time to cut your losses, reinvest elsewhere. You're a smart
Especially
woman.
now that the chaplain is gone.
And
things will only go south from here.
Can you make a roll for me real quick? Just I need a notice and wisdom roll from you.
Yeah, sure.
And I think you're gonna need like a 10 on this one to like really nail it down.
One away.
Oh, so close. Do you have a reroll? Is that a thing you can do? Do you want to use it?
I do. Okay. I can try to roll better than that, but it's
gonna be tricky. You need
I can roll.
You got so you rolled a 3. You rolled a 3 and a 6. So one of your dice is only halfway. You're gonna need a 6 and a 4. So it's tough, but
okay. I'll try it. I'll use my reroll.
Okay. All right.
God damn it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So he's got this like very earnest trademark look, and he's nodding like, yeah. He says, "You're a very smart woman, Amira. Too often we get tangled up in these alliances that don't mean anything. Just because you're born one way doesn't mean your station can't change. Mobility. It's what we're trying to do here on Berkman. But we have to know where our place is. Maybe your place is elsewhere." He says, "Thank you for trusting in me. I'll make sure that we get you off-world safely. It shouldn't be more than an hour. Take whatever time you need to prepare. I'll be right here if there's anything else I can do to help."
I will trust in your efficiency, or I have not much of another choice, but you're anything if not, or you're nothing if not efficient.
I'll take that as a compliment. And he stands up.
It was.
And he says, "An hour. Timer's running. I'll come and get you." And he leaves.
Sweet. I'm probably gonna die, but it's a Hail Mary.
So meanwhile, Nomi, Booker, Nomi, you look, and it looks like the scene has been pacified sufficiently. The crux barrier system has been erected so that anyone who walks within a certain distance of the embassy gets a nice loud like "back the fuck off" message. There's some like mild bloodstains on the ground, but the embassy's little drones will come out and clear that up. What are the two of you going to do with your new friend, or you've been reunited with your old friend?
Are there any like, I know Arnahan's not here, but is there anyone else that's like here that is like a crux person that I could send to our ship?
There are door guards that work for the embassy that are like honor guard that are always out there to show that, you know, Crux is always watching. We never leave a location unguarded. And you could command one of them. Technically, you have that allowance.
None of our like crew stayed here after, like, not a single one of them. That doesn't seem.
I mean,
weird.
they're cleaning up. There's a bunch of peasants. They like took them inside. But you can call on them too. You can just be like, "Hey, get out here."
Okay. I just need like one person. Basically.
Okay. Yeah, sure. We can say that. Yeah, we can say that one like hung back to keep an eye on you. I think that makes sense. Yeah. So you don't know this person's name. I know I made a list, but at a glance,
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh my god, it's Doyle. It's totally Doyle. So Doyle still has his Doyle has his helmet off. His helmet's been removed. He's got his big bristly mustache and he's got a cigar in his mouth and he's shooting the shit with one of the like honor guard. And he's like, "Man, did you see that? This reminds me of the riots on Demnoff in back in '95. Yeah, I was there. I was there for the whole thing. Man, you don't understand uppity peasants until you've seen one of them crux." And he stops and he looks over and he's like, "Oh, ma'am, did you need something?"
Yes, Officer Doyle. This is Tomomi Emerson, and I kind of like motion to the woman sitting next to me.
He looks at this very beat up woman. He's like, "Miss And I look back at her and I say,
if you are in agreement, I think that we could find a temporary place for you aboard our ship until we find better accommodations for you elsewhere. Officer Doyle here will escort you back to our ship. Now, you don't have time to grab any of your things.
Yeah, she looks over her shoulder at like the only things she brought, which are scattered on the floor, and you're like, nah. Doyle looks at you and he says, "Of course, Cirrus." And he like flings the cigar off screen, and he exhales through his mustache, and he says, "These quarters for Miss Emerson. Were you looking for incarceratorial type quarters, or like is this like a prisoner situation?"
Okay. Yeah, I look at her again and I say, if we can find temporary regular quarters for her, but she is to remain under 24/7 guard, at least temporarily.
I understand. And he turns to Tomomi and he says, "All right, ma'am, you coming with me. You are under the official care of the House of Crux, which means you can't go anywhere unless I say so. I got some other rules for you." And he starts like not pushing her, but it's like, "Come along, ma'am," and like holds her elbow, and the two of them walk back towards the area where you docked your shuttle. Not too long after you arrived, the two of you, Booker and Nomi, were standing out in the quiet. There's a pile of peasant clothes on the floor. The air smells faintly of food from this like swiftly cooling MRE on the ground. And there's an eerie quiet that falls over the place where everything is bathed in the purple light of the Crux invasion prevention barrier. So we get this like harsh purple light glowing on the two of you. And Nomi, you turn around and you see Booker.
Okay. Well, that was interesting. Where did the Amira go? Is she inside already?
I believe so. Yes.
Excellent. Perhaps we should meet up with her.
Gives you a nod and follows.
Okay. So I think this is the point at which the Amira casts the invisibility spell and then like runs out into the forest. Maybe turns into some birds. I think that's the thing. Maybe we should roll initiative. Okay. Yeah. You go inside. What are you doing, Amira? Like, are you packing frantically or?
I'm in my quarters and I have like my stuff.
Okay.
I have like one bag.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you go inside, and if you go looking for the Amira, you'll find her. You'll find her in her quarters.
Packing.
Making any effort.
Going
packing?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So you walk up, and Amira, did you lock the door, Karen?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So Booker, you walk up. The door. The door scans you. And it says, it brings it on the little lock panel. It like boom, turns red, and then it just says like unlock, and there's like a button you could just push.
Mm-hmm.
But she's in her room and it's locked. I mean, locked, but not to you.
We're both there, right? It's like me and Nomi like linking up with Amira. So
yeah,
and Booker just like looks at Nomi. It's like
I nod.
Just.
Bing. Yeah, so you just hit it, and the door's boop boop, and your door just opens. Kieran.
Mm-hmm. I turn around.
Is it like a?
Okay.
So did they not knock?
No, your door was locked, and then they just opened it.
Yeah, I just turn around and I say, "This is highly irregular."
Do we see that she is packing? Is it obvious to us that she is packing? I feel like it would be.
I feel like it would be. Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of glance at her stuff scattered all out, and I say, "So is this? Do we have a trip planned?"
I thought we were leaving. That's what you said back at the church.
Leaving the church, yes.
No, I thought you meant we were in over our heads. We don't have the manpower to handle this.
Yes, we can call for more help from the ship. We don't need to go anywhere.
Wouldn't we go back to at least help assemble the crew? I mean, that's your MO, isn't it? That's what you do back on the sad songs.
I smile and I say, so even if we were to return to get more help and then come back, wouldn't you just leave your things here?
Why would I do that? I'm sorry. Is packing illegal? Is being prepared illegal? Is having foresight and things like that illegal under your leadership? Sorry. I may have missed something there.
Here's like,
so I imagine like, just to kind of give a quick like look at the room, because they're fairly small. So there's like the bed and then like a dresser and probably all right, use all your points. So all your stuff is on your bed, and the Amira is here, and I'll do Nomi in green. So Nomi is like here, and then Booker is like standing at the door. It's very threatening.
How do the effort points work for like? Because I have current, scene, and then day, and I don't know which one is supposed to be which. Or like...
Yes. Okay. So let me look at Let's check on that psychic effort business. So you have 3, and you've used your powers a couple of times today, but let's see what they cost you. So telepathy. Opening contact requires the telepath to commit effort for the day as a main action. Okay. So you've done that 3 times. So yes, you are bereft of points. However,
okay, so which one's your scene?
However, if you want to, you could torch for another point. Torching intentionally ignores safety protocols and neural refractory period to channel energy beyond your normal capacity. It's an instant action that provides a free point of effort, and every time you use it, you roll on D6. 1 to 2, you lose a point of wisdom. 3 to 4, you lose a point of constitution. 5, you pick an attribute, and 6, no harm is done. Torching is very bad for you, but you can do it.
That sounds terrible.
That's like a temporary thing.
No, that's the torching. So
that's not worth it.
Yeah, that's it. It permanently burns off.
At the end of Stranger Things.
Yeah, this is the blood drips from your nose or whatever.
Torching a Demogorgon.
People who don't go to the Serpents Academy or a similar like location to learn how to use their psychic powers, all of their psychic abilities are torching, which is why they go insane so fast.
Great. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. That sounds terrible. Yes. Is there? So we're in like. Are there other people here? Or
like in the house? Yeah. You're in her
like outside.
Her quarters.
No, but I mean outside of her quarters.
Not really. Like you're in the embassy, so there's like ambassadorial staff, but it's nighttime, so a bunch of the staff have gone home. The ambassador is either here or like at a function. You haven't seen her. You came straight here, so you don't know where Emilia is, and you're not aware that the cruise is like in the house. That the trill is coming from inside the house. You don't know that that's the thing.
The trill's coming from inside.
It's so trill. You hear someone drinking a Faygo somewhere.
So trill.
Faygo.
He's just guzzling
it. Going like this,
full
like
speed. Yeah. So yeah, that's the situation.
Cool. So she asked me if it was illegal for her to be packing, and
yes, I believe that's where we left off.
I'll just smile and like kind of laugh a little bit and say, "Oh, of course not. Perhaps Booker and I will keep you company." And is there a chair somewhere that I can sit on?
You want to get in bed with me? So basically, you're saying you're placing me under arrest. I do have a problem. You entered my room without knocking. I have a lot of problems right now, Mr. Greaves. A lot.
That's valid. I can understand how that would be upsetting.
So real quick.
Threatening to kill an innocent person in the street. There's a lot of problems I have right now. Finding out that the chaplain is dead. There's a lot of problems I have right now. That you two choose to barge into my quarters when one of our own is dead. There's a lot of problems I have right now. My question is, why don't you have any problems?
Chaplain's dead?
Yes. And it's not like you're making the situation any better. What with brutalizing the locals, inciting their violence, they blew up his goddamn shuttle. But yes, kill one of them in the street. Because that'll help. That's how we get them to accept imperial law.
Lower your goddamn voice.
I will do no such thing.
You want me to... I can detain her right now if you want, Nomi. I'm kind of getting a little tired of this bullshit.
That sounds like an excellent idea, Officer Greaves.
You have no reason with which to arrest me.
Please turn around and put your hands on the
Do
wall.
not place your hands upon me.
Okay, so Booker is walking towards you, giving you the crux line. Nomi steps aside to let Booker walk up to you. Is there anything that you're gonna do, Kieran? Like, I mean, you're sort of cornered, so.
Yeah, there is. I actually have armsman. That means I can unsheath my blade as an instant action. So I will stab him.
Okay, yeah. So
try
yeah,
stab.
you can try. Okay, so you can draw a sheath. You can draw a sheath, a stowed melee or thrown weapon as an instant action. You can add your stab skill to a melee or thrown weapon's damage. You'll still have to like roll initiative, but as it stands, Booker doesn't have a weapon out, and you don't have a weapon out. So you can draw your sword faster than he can draw his gun. So if you beat him with initiative, you could try to stab him.
Okay.
However, we don't have time for any of that shit. So we're going to cliffhanger the hell out of this thing. So Booker is walking forward like you are under arrest.
He's like insubordination to his superior, blah, blah, blah. He's listing all this stuff that she just fucked up right now by like yelling and having a breakdown.
And technically,
not a breakdown.
Technically,
we don't kill innocent people. That is not our jam.
Technically things are
so
yeah.
You're freaking
things
out.
are much more.
Because I stopped it. Don't even play that card. Somebody would have died if I did not stop it.
We can talk about this in the after show about who did what. It's a complicated legal situation. Because you're technically on like Crux territory. It's great. I'm so excited. We'll talk about it in the post show. And man, this is Max this week.
My character for her ideals. I'm willing to do it.
No, I believe you. I'm so excited.
Well, I definitely like. I have rationalization for all this stuff for Booker. I mean, it's totally.
Yeah, we'll go over all this stuff in the post show. Obviously, this is the character stuff happening. We're not. Listen, mom and dad, and other mom and other dad. We love you very much, chat. And just because Uncle Mark died doesn't mean the family's breaking up. Okay.
It is.
So
it is breaking up. We're being
apart. Just don't say it in front of them. God damn it!
All right.
All right, so we're gonna talk about the terms. We're gonna talk about the terms of our tabletop divorce, away from the children. Rest in peace, Uncle Mark. Let's I'm gonna hand out some experience points. Okay, so Booker, yes, you did it. Mark experience. Kiran and Nomi got out of the area safe at the expense of your own maybe dignity and punching. Nomi, you also get experience. You got yourself and the Amira out of the situation. And Kiran, I think you get yours too. Yeah, right. You get yours too because I think you understood that Lau is on the side of like you got him talking and did the thing. You didn't get all of the information, but you got enough to qualify for your goal for sure. So everybody gets the experience. Let's do shout outs. And then I need like a cold shower or a cigarette. Right? One. Everybody gets one apiece. You can't level up right before the big fight. I know what you're trying to do.
Y'all don't know what's been happening with Court of Swords. It's just like PvP in that show. PvP in this show. Let's go.
Yeah, seriously. This week has been bananas. So yeah, I'm going to need to do prep for both. Cool. Let's do some shout outs. Mark's Corpse, why don't you begin?
Dexterity is good, Max.
What?
This is gonna be good. You bring a sword to a gunfight.
Good dexterity.
Well, in the absence of Captain of Chaplain Valencio, why don't you start us off? Do some shout outs. Go.
Oh shit. Hi, hello. I'm that bronze girl. You can find me on Twitch where I stream full time at that bronze girl. You can follow me on Twitter where I tweet full time at ThatBronzegirl. That's all I've got. That's it.
I wish I could be a full-time tweeter. That'd be the shit. Just post on Twitter all day. My goodness.
It made sense, sort of.
Max, how about you go now?
What's up? It's me. No complaints for today's show. Actually, I do have some complaints. We'll talk about
I heard you complaining during the show.
It's going to be wonderful. The next Wednesday Mega Slam.
I like that you're going to use your opportunity to cut a promo. Very nice.
Yeah. I am Max Gonzalez, otherwise known as GassyMexican. Going to do the Twitch thing and the YouTube thing. Full-time variety broadcaster and just content creator. For both things, you want to check out any of my stuff. It's all GassyMexican. You can follow my Twitter to know what I'm doing, what I'm up to throughout the week when I'm not doing this show. What a show it's been. Thanks to everybody. I'm so excited for this post show, which I will be a part of because I have nothing going on immediately after this. But a little bit after the show, I'll be checking out World War III, which is a game that's coming out soon. It's like old school battlefield stuff, kind of getting towards that. Check it out if you want to. Whatever.
Excellent. Last but not least, Nomika, AnneMunition, do the thing.
Yes, my name is AnneMunition. Thank you guys so much for watching the show. I hope you enjoyed it. And you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, MySpace, maybe? I don't know. I don't know the last time I used MySpace. AnneMunition is the name for all of those things. And I will see you guys in the next one. I won't be streaming tonight because I have some other stuff planned, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm participating in the Dr. Disrespect Code Red Blackout Duos tournament with a friend of mine. So that'll be tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific time. I'll be streaming it on my channel, and then there's like a main channel as well. So see you tomorrow.
Hot. That's good shit. Cool, cool. Thanks for coming, everybody. I have been your Space Master, Adam Coble. You can find me on the internet at twitch.tv/Adam Coble or on Twitter at skinnyghost. I am very swiftly being sucked back into the world of Magic the Gathering. So if you're interested in that as a game, I've been playing a lot of Arena lately, just jamming it into my schedule anywhere I can find a couple of hours. Maybe I'll play some more later tonight. I don't know. Probably I will. So come and do that. Otherwise, mostly on my channel, I just do like role-playing stuff. I do prep stuff, and I've got a stream for Court of Swords, which I got to do. And I got this. Also, if you like this show and you would like to continue supporting these cool people and you also want some badass merch, go to itmeJP/merch. We have pins. We have badass pins. We talked about them at the beginning. I cannot wait to get mine. I want to have them for TwitchCon so I can wear that cool pink like butt looking one that the guild has and everyone can be like, yeah, Adam, you're in the guild. You're cool. You can get your own and then we'll know what house you're affiliated with or if you're a dirty synth. So go check that out. And also this is the last day today to get the Verona tank top. The t-shirt design is going to keep being available, but the tank top is badass. And if you want one of those, get it now or forever hold your peace. There's not going to be a show next week because TwitchCon, but if you're at TwitchCon or if you're at home and you're like, man, I wish I was at TwitchCon, we've got a roleplay panel with a bunch of us on Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific. So whatever channel that'll be on,
I'll be
watch
there.
Twitter. We'll tell you about it. Yeah, I'll also be there.
Yeah.
Anne and I might be on another panel. I don't know. We haven't figured it out yet. We're figuring that out. But all of us are doing all kinds of good stuff.
I will not be there. Sorry, Adam.
Okay, you're not gonna be at that one?
Gay,
Okay.
But I'm not on the gay panel.
Okay. Yes. No. We will not revoke your
But
LGBT
are you
license.
gay if you're not on the panel?
Yeah. Right.
I'm only kind
Every
of
year.
anyways, it's fine.
Every
It works
year,
out.
6 gays are chosen from all of Twitch, and we are the only gays that are allowed, and all the other gays are not invited. They're fired. All right, that's it. We will see you again for this in 2 weeks, where we can all explain to Uncle Mark what we've been up to and why Mommy Bronze is drawing a sword on Papa Max.
I'm a villain. I have to be villain. Everybody
perfect.
hates
Thanks
me.
for coming,
I thought you said,
everybody.
I'm a villain, and I was like, yes,
She did.
you are.
She's from House Villain. Yep.
I'm a
House
villain.
Villa.
Lucky coming at book.
You're gonna beat me. You're higher level than me, and you.
All right. We got a post show to record. Patreon.com/roleplay if you want to watch that post show. We're out. We're done. That's all the nerps we have. Thanks for coming, everybody. See you in a couple of weeks. Bye. See you later.